Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and today's topic is a little tough. It's being married to someone with a chronic illness, and I'm very sorry that you are going through this particular challenge, this test. It's not easy. It's very difficult, and it would be very easy for me to, you know, sitting on some high horse to say, oh, well, you promise for better or worse. That's easy to say, isn't it? I'm not going to say that. And if you've been following us, if you're a regular subscriber, you know that I don't lay trips on people like that. This is all about moving in the right direction. So I want to just pull back for a little bit. I want to acknowledge you that you have a challenge that a lot of people don't have. And I want to remind you that life is not about sitting on a park bench and just watching life go by. There's a true purpose for life. And you may be saying, what does that have to do with marriage? And marriage is the biggest part of your life. So how could the purpose of life be disconnected from marriage? It's not. They're actually the same vehicles for achieving the goals, the purpose of life. We are intended as human beings to evolve. It's natural within us. We're all competitive. We all want to improve. We want more and we want better. And there's a right way to achieve that and many wrong ways. Maybe more wrong ways than right ways. So what is the purpose of life? And it's really, I'm asking a simple question that nobody really has the answer for. The purpose of life is to become more of who we are, and that is joy. Joy itself is what we are. We're souls. We have a body and we have a mind. This is not a religious discussion. I'm not going to offer for you to sign up to a religion. It's not like that. I'm merely telling the truth. We are a soul. We all have bodies. It's a possession. You're not your body. And in the case of your spouse, they're feeling so identified with their body, it's very difficult for them. And we're not our minds. And in your case, your mind is identified with the intensity of your situation, all of the challenges that it presents to you, all the extra labors that it puts on you. When you got married to be happy, you got married to experience that joy. You got married for love. So the love is still there. And the joy is still there. But how do you tap into it? It's a very personal path that we're on, even in marriage. And the path is, don't forget this, the path is for you to feel joy. The truth is, joy is never, ever created by externals. You know, the richest people in the world are not necessarily happy. The poorest people in the world are not necessarily miserable. Wealth or poverty doesn't come close to touching us for who we actually are. And in fact, people who have been in quite extreme situations have felt overflowing joy. There's lots of testimony to this. People who have been in concentration camps, who have gone through hell, like what you're going through. What do you do? How do you tap into that? Well, for one thing, you have to, and this is so unfortunate that we're not taught this, but we have to master our minds. We have to remind ourselves that the mind is a possession, it's a computer, it's a way of tapping into creation, but it's not us. And the emotions that we feel, happiness and sadness, not the joy within, But the external things, the emotions of the mind, not the feeling of the heart, they're different, are not what we should rely on. We need to see our spouse as this is the challenge that they have. Can you imagine their suffering? What they are going through? And we don't want to swim in this pool of pity for them or ourselves. We want to lift ourselves as best we can above that and recognize that this challenge that I have right now is fully intended for me and me alone. It's custom made for me so that I may evolve into joy. And it may be hard for you to go, are you kidding me right now? It may be hard for you to say, I can have joy when I'm faced with all this. But the truth is, yes, you can. And there are many accounts of people who have had tremendous challenges and have still had the joy. Now, some people turn to religion. Fine, but turn to God instead. Religion is a vehicle intended for you to have a way to relate to God, but you have personal communion with God at will. You can talk to him. Now, you can't say, God, get rid of all of this. It's not going to happen because, again, this is your challenge. But you could say, God, give me the strength. Give me the wisdom. Give me the ability to manifest the love that is within me so that it brings some comfort to my spouse and brings comfort to me. Show me the way. And this is what it's all about. Don't feel for a minute that I don't sympathize with what you are going through. I too have had situations that just should have annihilated me. And at times did for a period of time. But I kept struggling to master my mind so I could set it aside and feel love. Love is the ultimate goal. Marriage is where we work together with the soulmate who's intended to be with us on this path towards love. So don't give up on love. Still, give the love. Give and give some more. Don't look for something material in return, because when you give love selflessly, without thought of self, you will feel that love coming through you, and that's how you will experience it, because you didn't create love. That love is not something you produce. It comes from the great source of love, the only source of all. Feel it. This wasn't supposed to be a religious discussion, and it's not. It's a spiritual discussion. And I don't feel bad about that, because marriage is a spiritual entity. You're a spiritual entity. I am a spiritual entity. And as individuals, we have to more and more turn towards our true self, the soul, and become joy, no matter what we have to deal with. Become love, no matter what we have to deal with. And you have my prayers. You do, because I know your challenge is great, but you have my prayers. So God bless you. Hang in there. Love, love, and love some more. God bless you. Take care.